that's cool. Now what we'd like to do is actually show it on the page, because console logging stuff from a database does not an application make. So let's go ahead and we're going to use the snapshot.docs instead now. Now you could theoretically put an array up here and do everything and then use stuff afterwards. In real-time database, you had to do that. But what we'll have here is we'll have snapshot.docs, and that's an array that we can map over. And as you saw before, let's go back over it real quick and look, is I had that ID, and in the data, I just have the fields. Now, this is not my first React app. I know what's about to happen to me is I'm going to then try to make a bunch of post components, and what's going to yell at me? It's going to want a key for every single one of them, right? Fine. So I would like to include that ID with the rest of the data. That's just going to take a little bit of JavaScript foo. No big deal. So what we'll do is we'll say .map. We'll say for each document, go ahead and return me a new object. That is, the ID will be doc.id. And then you can go ahead and take all the other properties from data and spread them out. Cool. And so that we'll go ahead and we'll actually store that as post. This will now be a bunch of like post objects. We're going to use an array right now because it is simpler to reason about for a lot of our purposes as we learn Firebase. But like I feel really strongly that arrays are the devil, and like key value stores are better, but they'll add a little bit of complexity. Like in Redux, it's usually better to store them as an object, so you can like easily remove stuff and get stuff out of the database. But we'll go with this. We'll have to do some like array filtering and mapping in a little bit, but it'll be fine. And we'll do this .set state posts. All right, so we're going to await the Firestore collection. We'll get all the things out of there. Then we'll go through the snapshot of the database. We'll map them into objects that will not get me in trouble with the virtual DOM. And then we will set the state of our application. So you can see I had those like dummy ones that were in state for a second there, and then they are replaced by what was in the database. Just to make you believe that I'm honest, let's make one more. We'll do title. Steve is honest. And the content will be, I told you. Make this a map. Display name, not Steve. And the UID will be. That's totally legit. Oh, didn't save for some reason. It's really important that I make one about how I'm honest and then have it not save. All right, there it is. Go ahead and refresh, and there it is.